All right, what is up, beautiful people? So we can count this as a Mindset Monday or just a random video, whatever. But today's topic I really want to talk about are excuses, and it's something that we are all guilty of, I myself included, do make excuses sometimes, which is kind of why my YouTube's been on the back burner because of excuses. Like, oh, I grabbed the wrong bag, and so I don't have my camera, when I should have been paying better attention and made sure I grabbed the right bag. Or I just don't feel like filming, or I'd rather do this instead of do this. And so a bunch of excuses. And so this is kind of something to revamp for me, and it's kind of to put some more reminders in myself and maybe help some of y'all along the process. So first things first is I always ask myself, does this need to be my priority? Is this something that I'm missing out on that is going to help improve my life? And so, like I said, like YouTube, has it been a priority? No. Do I want it to be a priority, and why should it be my priority? And that kind of helped me put it into perspective as, should I keep going with it? I mean, I know I've only been doing it such a short time, but stuff kind of changes. So I was like, okay, well, does it need to be a priority? And if so, why am I not putting it as one right now? And so there's a lot of thought processes behind that, but that's my main question to myself is this a priority, and should it be a priority? And if it's not, what do I need to do to make sure that it is? Next, this is kind of one that's for the gym. I have people ask me or tell me like, oh, I don't have the time, or I don't have the commitment or whatever. I tell people one thing that's going to help, and one thing that actually really helped me, is always have your gym clothes with you, and always have them in the front seat of your car. Have your gym bag ready in the front seat. So once you get in your car, you see it. You can't forget. You can't, oh, I don't have time because I didn't have time to go home and change. All those excuses are gone. Your clothes, your shoes, everything is sitting right there in your seat, ready for you. And that kind of just, like I said, limits excuses of time, of inconvenience, that kind of stuff. Another thing is your friends. Are the people that surround you going to lift you up, or are they going to bring you down? I know whenever, I kind of talked about this in my very first video, whenever I first started to truly change and become who I am now, I lost a lot of people, but that was also because I intentionally stopped hanging out with them, because I knew that they were not the kind of people I needed to be around, and they were not building me, they were not helping me, they were actually making it harder for me to be the person I wanted to be. And so it's not that I disliked them, it's not that I have anything against them, I love them as people, it's just our paths no longer aligned. And so it was time for me to go off onto my own path, and sometimes, guys, it's going to be a little bit lonely. But you have to be willing to take that step if you truly want to change who you are and change your lifestyle. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, my friends are out drinking and I have to go to the gym, or, oh, I don't want to go, like, just whatever the excuse is. Your true friends are going to understand and are going to support you whenever you sit down and tell them, hey, you know what, I'm going to stop doing this, because I really want to be a better person. I really want to change this about myself. I really want to start working out more, whatever it is. If they are a true friend to you, they're not going to make fun of you. They're not going to try to hold you back. They might, pick fun here and there, which is normal, but they're not going to actually hold you back in any way. And so you need to kind of make sure you're surrounded by people that are going to lift you up and help you, and maybe even encourage you and push you harder. Another thing is the I can't attitude. This is one that I kind of like. I don't allow my gymnast to say the word can't. I try not to allow myself to say the word can't. And kind of how I explain it to my gymnast is, once you tell your body and once you tell your mind, hey, I can't do this, you shut down. You're not going to be able to do that because you're already telling yourself that you can't do it. So why would you even try? Because more often than not, I have people tell me, I just don't know how you can eat like that. Like, I could never eat like that. Well, yeah, duh, because you just said you never could, and you've never even tried. And so kind of take a step back whenever you realize, oh, I can't do this, and ask yourself, why can't you do it? And like maybe the diet excuse, oh, I can't do that. Why? Is it because you're super dependent upon processed carbs because you crash every hour because you eat so many of them? Or is it because you're surrounded by people that go out to eat every day? Or, whatever it may be. Maybe somebody in your house eats junk food all the time and you catch yourself eating that junk food. Whatever it is, lose the I can't attitude. can't work out. I can't make the time. I can't eat healthy. I can't do this. I can't do that. Like I said, once you start to say, I can't, you're not going to, and you probably never will, all because you put a limit on yourself. Nobody placed that on you. You put it on yourself. I can't is a limit that you place upon yourself. And I'm going to keep saying that because it's so true. And it's something that I, like I said, try to tell my gymnasts all the time. I will never allow them to say that word inside the gym on whatever equipment we're on, because that's not okay. Because once they start saying it, they're not even going to try to do it. They're going to give up the second it starts. And I don't allow that. They shouldn't allow that. And you shouldn't allow that. You should be the best you in every situation. And something that I kind of replace that with is I can't is I'm going to try. Because there's moments, of course, we're all human. I'll think, oh my gosh, I can never do that. But then I'll like take a step back and I'll think about it and you'll be like, you know what? I can try. I can give it my best. And then that's going to determine if I can or can't do something. Is me trying, and if I fail, then I fail, but at least I got up and I gave it my best shot. And so kind of that limits excuses of, oh, I can't make it to the gym because there's not enough time. Wake up an hour earlier, wake up 2 hours earlier, go to bed an hour earlier. Like, there's always time. You just have to make it. There's always going to be an excuse, and you just have to find out when you're making the excuses and how to get rid of them. And that I can't attitude is a huge one. The next one is a to-do list. I have right here, if you can see it, this is my to-do list. Every single day I write down what I have to do, and I'll even sometimes put times. So like here, I don't know if you can see this page. I have like the whole list of stuff I need to get done this morning, and then I have to be at work at this time. And so I write what time I need to wake up, and then I'll write a whole list and then like little details out to the side of what needs to get done that day. And then that way I can kind of make sure that my schedule is where it needs to be. I'll make sure I have time for everything. And then I'll make sure I have time for the gym. And that way I can schedule a specific time to go work out, go get my cardio done. I don't have the excuse of, oh, I just didn't have time today. Well, you know what? I have it all laid out for me. And if I try and bust my butt, I will stay on schedule and I will do everything I need to get done today. And that's how I do every day. I haven't gotten down to Wednesday. I only do 1 to 2 days at a time. I'll normally sit down right before I go to bed and write it out for the next day. But like I said, I'll do 1 to 2 days at a time, just because sometimes one thing won't get done. I'll need to move it to the next day, which gets something bumped to the next day. And so I'll do 1 to 2 days at a time. I got this at Amazon. It has all the days, Monday through Saturday and Sunday down here. Has your must-to-dos, your other to-dos, act of kindness, and healthy habits. I love this thing. I do carry a planner as well, but this is the one that stays at home. It has helped me a lot. And so that kind of goes hand in hand. It's to-do list and schedule. I get my schedule done. I have my to-do list on there. I don't have an excuse of, oh, I don't have time, because I made sure to write it all out. I woke up at the right time. I got it all done. Next is I always hear the excuse of, oh, well, I don't have time because I have kids. Use your kids as a workout equipment. They are weight. Let's say you can't go to the weight room. Pick up your kid and do some squats with the kid on your back. Hold the kid and do some front squats. Pick them up and use them as like a bicep curl. Like, there's so many things you can do. Go for a walk with your kid on your back. Go for a walk with your kid. Like, go to the park and play a game with them. You don't need to use your kid as an excuse. And I know this can kind of be controversial, and I'm sorry if this is offending you. And honestly, if it's offending you, it's probably because it's you that I'm talking about. So work out with your kids. Get outside with them, because you are going to be that positive role model for them. They're going to see, oh, well, mom or dad goes outside and we get to do this. More likely, they're going to have an active lifestyle because you are setting that example for them. If you go home and you just sit on the couch and watch TV, they're going to have a sedentary lifestyle of watching TV and playing video games, because that's what they've seen and that's what they're growing up doing. They're not just going to magically change themselves. They need to have an example set for them, and you can be that example. And this is me guessing that most of you are parents or something like that. And if not, well, then just ignore that. Next is 27 days. It takes 27 days to make or break a habit. And so something for me, when I very first started eating healthy and working out, I had a tally sheet, and I would tally every single night, not morning, night, because I would make sure I'd get through the whole day. And it really helped me, and it really encouraged me, to keep going, because it showed me, okay, I'm already 10 days in. Why am I going to quit now? I'm almost halfway. Or I'm already 20 days in, or whatever. It would give me that little extra motivation to make sure I got to the 27 days. And honestly, once I got to the 27 days, it just felt like a part of my lifestyle at that point. It didn't feel like I was breaking any habits. It felt like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. And it kind of allowed me to get on a routine. So like I said, you can do a tally sheet. I know I read an example. They had like the Post-it notes, and they just wrote the number on each one, and they would take a number off each day. Something like that. Something that can be a reminder, something that can be a reminder to keep going and to keep pushing towards your goals and not give up, because 27 days, guys, I promise you, goes so quickly. Another thing is prepped meals and food. Don't keep anything in your house that you know you're going to eat if it's not something you want to eat, if that makes sense. So I know I don't buy any junk food. I was buying the limited edition Oreos. I ended up throwing them away because they were just too tempting. But I don't keep anything in the house that's going to make me want to eat it, or to cheat, or to include extra calories or whatever. I will not include those in my grocery hauls. I will not touch them. I will not buy them, because I'm going to eat them. I leave them at the store, so that way if I end up, let's say I'm having a cheat meal, or I'm having a high carb day, whatever it may be, I can go to the store, purchase it, eat it, and be done with it. It's not going to stay at my house. I only keep food in the house that I want to eat on a regular basis as my meals. And along with that, I'll have my prepped meals, which I'm going to show y'all here in a second, kind of how I prep my food and get it all ready. I have everything cooked in bulk, and that way I can just kind of create my meals in the morning and go. I'm not like, oh, I have to cook this, this, and this now. Everything's already cooked. I just have to portion it out. Some people go to the extreme of portioning out all their meals for the week. I don't like to do that. I'm impatient. It takes a lot of time. So I just prep it all in bulk, and it took me an hour. And you'll see that. I kind of show you in the next video in the next clip, that it took an hour. It took an hour to cook everything, to cut it, to clean it, to make it, everything, hour. And then I just put it away, and I was done. I was done for the whole day, and it took me 1 hour out of my week. And so I do it twice a week, and so it'll take me 2 hours total for the week. But yet I have all my food. I have no excuse not to eat what I need to eat. And I'll only get up about 5 minutes earlier to give myself that little extra time to prep the meals for the day. Another thing is emotional eating. Making sure that when you're going to eat that candy bar or something, or whatever you may be eating, maybe you're going to a fast food restaurant, are you actually hungry? Are you getting this because you need to nourish your body? And I noticed that's something that was very hard for me in the beginning. Is I was very big on binge eating, and it was always because something emotionally. I was trying to cover something up. I was trying to make myself feel better. And so seeing if you're actually hungry, or maybe there's something going on inside you that you're trying to mask that with. And like I said, it happens to anybody. I've actually had a previous client that she would tell me, oh, I'm just craving this. And I'd be like, okay, well, what's going on in your life? Like, what else is going on besides being hungry? Turned out that she was in nursing school and was under so much stress that was her way of coping with the stress, was eating. I think she wanted like a Snickers or something. And I told her, I was like, well, you can eat it, but is it going to make that feeling go away? And so that's another thing you kind of be aware of, is why are you eating? Are you eating for hunger? Are you eating for emotional support? What are you doing that for? I'm going to go ahead and insert my meal prep part right here. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see y'all in the next video. What is up, guys? So I am here meal prepping my food. I went to the grocery store. I was going to show you my grocery haul, but honestly just kind of spaced on it. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of show you where I've already started. I've just started with my vegetables. So what I like to do is I'll prep everything, and then I just throw it all in the oven. So I have the oven going. I have it set to, it's going to be at 425. So right now I have started the asparagus and the veggies. All I do is I just cut the stalks off and then throw them out here. And then the veggies, I just get the head of broccoli that looks like this, and then I just cut it up, and then I'll throw it all over there. And then I'll show you the seasonings I'm using. I'm going to use I think that's actually going to be it. So this is all I use. I spray this on top of it. And then these two are my current favorite. Oh my god. They are so good. This chili lime one is like the, kind of like the lime hot Cheetos. Delicious. Alright, so I just finished getting everything together and then the oven just went off, and here is what our timer's at. Okay, so we ended at 6 minutes. I'm adding the 5 minutes. It took me 11 minutes for this. So if you're saying you don't have enough time to prep your meals, if you have an hour, about an hour at home, you have time to prep your meals. This took me 11 minutes, and all of this is going to go in the oven at the same time. And then I'm just going to set 2 different alarms on my phone. So what we have the veggies, which, let me do this. There we go. We have the veggies that I put this on top of after I sprayed it with this. So I'll spray it and then I'll pour this on it. And I put this on the top and bottom. So I'll spray the aluminum and then I'll spray the veggies and then this. And then the salmon, same. I spray the top of the salmon with this. I like my salmon a little bit crispy. And then I put this on top of it, and I actually got a little bit crazy and did this as well. Can't focus. Whatever. Okay, this is what I got. I got this at Marshall's. And then I did not use this one yet. But then I have sweet potato. All I do with the sweet potato, I don't put any seasoning or oil or anything on them because I have to eat them more just plain. 425. I'm gonna go at 425. I'm gonna set an alarm. So for the salmon and the veggies, I'm gonna do about 14 to 15 minutes depending on how they look. And then for the sweet potato, I'm gonna do about 45. I like them pretty well done. And then I also don't put seasoning on them because when I take them out and like eat them, I can make them how I want them, because sometimes I want them sweeter. So I'll put like cinnamon and stevia, or I kind of want more like the garlic route, and I'll put like garlic, the everything bagel seasoning, and then maybe like some reduced ketchup syrup, reduced sugar ketchup. My brain's not functioning, guys. So yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Throw this all in the oven, and then once that's done, I start the brown rice, and the brown rice normally takes about 20 minutes, but all I literally do is pour the rice into it, pour water over it, and then hit start. Like, it takes 20 seconds. So yeah, so once this is all done, I will see y'all again and kind of show you how I get it ready for the week. Okay, so I have everything in the oven. It's all in there cooking. I have my rice going. And then, so while all of that's cooking, I have both the alarms on right now. All of that's cooking. So I have out here, I have started eating chicken going on the grill while all that's cooking. So all of this together is probably going to take me about an hour. And the longest thing is going to be the sweet potatoes. But they're in the oven the whole time. They're in the oven for 45 minutes, and then maybe even a little bit more, depending, because they're a little bit bigger sweet potatoes. So depending on how well they cook and how quickly they cook. I don't know. It's actually my first time ever grilling chicken, so I'm kind of figuring this out as I go right now. But yeah, so all of this is going. So while this is cooking, all that's cooking, and then it'll all be done together. And then I kind of leave it in bulk. So I'll put all the chicken together, all the sweet potato together, all the veggies, everything. And then I just portion it out each day. Alright, so the chicken is done, everything is done. I just have 5 more minutes waiting on the sweet potato to finish, and it's only 12:30. Boom, it's been an hour. 5 minutes, it'll be an hour and 5 minutes, but that means everything's done. Yeah, all I'm gonna do is I will throw all of the veggies in one container. I will throw the salmon in one container, chicken in one container, and then the sweet potatoes in a container. And that way in the morning, I just get all the containers out, portion everything out, put it all away. But it's all already cooked, so I'll just have to do the portions. I don't like to portion it all out right when I make it. It just, to me, it's too stressful. It's too much work. That's whenever it gets more time consuming. So I just like to prep it in bulk, have it all together, and then that way if you're not on a specific meal plan, you can kind of pick and choose versus eating the exact same meal every day, because I know that's hard for me, even on prep, and it's hard for some people too. So that's a good thing right there, is you can just have it all prepped, and let's say you want salmon and veggies one day, but then the next day you want like salmon and sweet potato. You can switch it up versus having to be like, oh, okay, well, I already prepped this meal, so I have to eat this meal. It just makes it more fun for me. Because sometimes I like to change up the veggies. I don't always want the same meals. So I'll do like salmon, sweet potato, and spinach. And I'll do like salmon, sweet potato, broccoli, and then like stuff like that. And then I can switch it out with the brown rice also. So yeah, there's that, guys. So there's really my list of tips. I hope it helped. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below. Like, comment, subscribe, or share.